They have 37 strength on a transport? I may have made a terrible mistake. Yep. Hello, my name is Mordred Viking and I'd like to welcome you to this game of Humankind. This is the result of a press event that I was invited to by Amplitude, the developers of this game, and the basic objective of this was to be able to show off the industrial era. Now, unfortunately, this press event was exactly the same day as PDXCon, so my time with it was very, very limited, but Amplitude very kindly gave me a bit of an extension so that I was able to actually sit down and get some decent footage recorded, and that is what I'm going to present to you today. The character. We have a different character for this. This is supposed to be Edgar Allan Poe. So this is basically the Edgar dev for the press. So what I've done is I've played through the entire game from the very, very start, starting as Harappa. Then from Harappa, we expanded outwards. We became the Celts. And then from the Celts, we continued to expand outwards. And then we became Khmer. And it was under the Khmer that we really started to blossom because it meant that we were able to expand. So our cities are absolutely enormous. Once we hit the early modern era, the one resource we were short on was money. So I chose the Dutch. And let's just say that money's not really so much of a problem anymore. There is still a lot of competition, especially between me and second place, which is this orange player over here. We have been allied for a very, very long time, and while that alliance stuck, he kept on vassalizing people. Under the Celts, our population really took off. Colonization of the New World has begun. We started with the city of Amsterdam over here, but then most recently, we got the city of Rotterdam, and despite its size, this city has been here for 2 turns? I think this is the second turn. Yeah, population of 4, it's growing by 1 per. So you'll see that we've just about polished off all the technologies from the classical era, despite the fact that we are now on the verge of industrial. We've got maybe half of the medieval stuff done. So yeah, that is a pretty good overview of where we are now. My plan is to go for technology now. So I haven't been bad on technology, I don't think. Like, I am generating 781 at the moment. I have been building technology districts. I have been, from the start of the game, ensuring that the science was fully staffed. But technology has still been way, way behind where I kind of expect it to be. We have a single technology from early modern. France gains just a straight up 20% extra science. Now, you will notice that I was behind in science. Then we also have the exhibition hall, which is plus science per population. Let's take a quick look at who the industrial nations are. You may have seen these at the end of the Victor Open Dev, but just in case, we'll run through them again. So we have got the Zulu, we've got the Siamese, then we have Russia, Mexico, and then Italy. Then we have Germany, then we have Britain, Austria, Hungary, and then we have Persia. Okay, so we have made our decision about who we're going to be playing as.
The world gets larger, the cities expand, buildings reach higher, and roads stretch longer. And yet, the world gets smaller as bridges unite lands, towns congest, and railroads bring distant goods to the doorstep. Anything seems possible in this wondrous future. Though as humankind grows, the planet itself appears to shrink.
Because our population is so ridiculously high, like everyone's terrified of us, just as a comparison, like Harappa has a population of 77, Knossos has a population of 6, Tenochtitlan population of 3, Hattusa 13, Ursa 13, Kerma's big at 20. So I think I just want to try and get as many of these exhibition halls drop down as quickly as I can. So, well, we put one there, using this. Put it next to the cave. Oh, we can put it out here. That's far enough away where I don't think there's going to be adjacencies coming in. I think I'm just going to put it here, which is actually right next to one of the other ones. So that is Mohenjo-Daro sorted in terms of all of those being built. 5 grand to build. It's basically one of these per turn. It's pretty nice. Or every 1 and a bit turns. So Mohenjo-Daro now produces 800 science, which is more than the entire science output of my entire nation at the start of this. So we have just doubled our science because of what we built there. Now, there have been a couple of updates with this version of the build. So the biggest, most obvious change is that they've started marking the various districts for what they do. So for example, you can see that this generates stability, that's a defensive building, that's a production building, that's a food building, and that's the same for the infrastructure. So you can see immediately, oh, that's a science building. Okay, I probably want to build that if I want to boost my science. And considering that's a 10% boost to science, yeah, I probably want to build that, considering where my focuses are at the moment. So they have lowered the amount of money they gained from vassalage, lowered the science gain from terrain, so science is now even slower. Lowered science district synergy bonus, so it's harder to just build 1 million districts, I guess. Raised the amount of population required to buy out with population, so buying with population has been costing like 19 population. So if it's a building like the first copy of that district in your city, it will cost like 1 or 2. But that cost rises really quickly. I think that's a good change, because I haven't been buying with population nearly as much as I used to. Nerfed the tenet effects and raised the thresholds for unlocking them, so religions are now not great. So if we take a look at the tenet screen, we can see that we are already a level 4 religion, and the level 3 religions, which used to be the strongest, was the ones per follower. So for every follower of that religion, you would get like a gold piece, which on every holy site, and then you just spam out a load of holy sites, and you would be raking in resources, particularly science. Emblematic military districts are now free placement and do not replace garrisons. Raised the food, industry, money, science per population to 6. So each population person contributes 6 points to each of those base. Raised food consumption per population to around 8. Which I think is doubled. Nerfed procession stability bonus. Everything in camps except for the relocation is bought with money. Right, this is a really big change actually. But say we build an outpost here and we wanted to queue up the iron mine and the copper mine. There is no production anymore. It doesn't happen over time, you just buy it with cash. All outposts to city conversions are now instant, so if you have enough influence to click the button, boom, you have a city. Raised ranged unit melee attack penalty from -5 to -8, and nomadic hordes have attack and move rather than attack, move and attack to make them less overpowered. This is indeed a different world. We have not seen this one before. Gunpowder researched, so we should now have access to saltpeter. And we can now also build arquebuses, which is going to be great. Because I think you can also upgrade the swordsman to arquebuses? No, the archers. Ooh. I'm so used to muskets from Civilization, which are technically melee. And technology. So, I was trying to get gunpowder. That's what all of my focus was on. And we've now got it. So I think I'm going to go and finish off all of the medieval technologies, because they're only going to take between 2 and 3 turns each. And then we can start working on the early modern technologies in earnest. I think we're ready for a bit of a Barney. Because we are also going to be defending. Alright, see what they got. One-shot it. Oh, those are arquebuses? Whoops. What's that? See what they do. Okay. Move you over here. Move you up here. Some absolutely withering fire from the flank. And so far, I gotta say, the gunners are doing an exceptional job. Pikemen taking a couple of charges from the cavalry. You can continue then, I think. Alright, let's bring you in. May as well just keep pinging away. Get some good experience. And that's that. So we killed 9 units, lost nothing. Ah, another technology. Good. So we have finally finished the Middle Ages. We are now officially into early modern. So I think we're going to start with centralized power so that we can get the upgraded defensive units. We can get the taxation office, which will be more money, and halberdiers. Naval artillery, so we can actually get a navy, seeing as, you know, we have colonies. And then movable typeface will be technology. In fact, let's get that before naval tech. Oh, musketeers are here? That was an arc. I have a unit of musketeers? I do. Huh. I hadn't even clocked that they were different from the arquebuses. So we can now actually see what all of the contemporary nations are. So we've got the Soviet Union, America, Turkey, Sweden, Japan, India, Egypt, China. Yes, the People's Republic of China. That bastion of capitalism. Brazil. Australia. With all of the craziness that Harappa produces, we could convert all of that into science. Yeah, industry and money into science for this city. Let's accelerate our science production. I had totally forgotten that this was even an option. Okay, it is blast off time. Whoosh. We're going to get like 5 technologies this turn. Patronage, researched. Movable typeface, researched. And we need to choose another. 12,000 science a turn. Oh yeah. Oh, we could even get men of war. Let's get that. And then mercantilism, then siege cannons. Then with that, we're actually going to be industrial. Oh my gosh. Siege cannons have been researched. So clandestine scouting, plus 15% money from spoils of war. And of course the mortar. Another era star. Mercantilism as well. So we actually got 2 technologies that turn. Okay. And there we go. We've actually completed early modern. With 40 turns remaining. 17 technologies to go. So maybe I just want to stay in science mode to try and blitz our way through these. It just means that our 2 primary cities won't be able to build any of the stuff that we get from this. Steam engine, so we can get the coal. And maybe see how the railroads work. That would work us up to propeller, which would let us get ironclads and steam frigates. I think I'm going to go to propeller. So we're going to go steam engine to propeller. And then probably scientific method so we can get the extra science. Oh, research quarters become cheaper. Yes, please. That'll also get us the encyclopedia. Oh, academies. Okay, the academy is a really big boost. Saltpeter. We absolutely have to get some saltpeter. Ah, you've arrived. Excellent. So we're going to click on you. We're going to go down here to Found City. And we're just going to build Marseille right there. I'm going to have you all doing industry because actually I don't have a huge amount of money here. No, we're still going to go on industry. Because I would very much like to get the exhibition hall built. And a harbour. 71 food. Absolutely bonkers. You know what? Let's get that done first. And I'll even spend a person on that because now our food production is going to be through the frickin' roof. Steam engine. Researched. So rail-assisted construction. Makers' quarters are now cheaper. Coal. We can now extract it. Colony blueprints become available, which is a upgraded version of the city with 1,500 production and all infrastructure from Era 1 to 6. And we can now also get the train station, which is +1 industry per adjacent maker's quarter. Generates rails towards neighbouring train stations. Rails allow travel instantly from one train station to another at the cost of movement. Can be built once per territory. So over here, where we're definitely going to want train access between Mohenjo-Daro and Harappa, for example, you could definitely see some good candidates for rail connections, maybe like right there. And then in Harappa. Now I wonder if they need to be like adjacent. And then the train station. Does the train station exploit anything? No. I feel like the train station should exploit anything. Although it does have the adjacency with the maker's quarters. I'm going to put it up here. Alright, railway built at here. And there it is. That seems to be, yep, that's a railway. Propeller has been researched. Knowledge is power. Achieve the following deed. Build a railway between two cities. Yeah, I did. Going from here. All the way down to here. Then from you, railway along here to Harappa. Rail station, which is here. So there we go. We have now got railway. And I want to test it. So if I move you to here, yep, I can move the entire way in one turn. And the funny thing is I can do it right back again because he's only going to use up 2 of his movement doing all this. So rail is going to allow you to shift people around really fast. And I think it's 2 each rail station, so it's from territory to territory is 1 movement. So 1, 2. Oh no, it's the fact that you came down the mountain. So I don't think it really matters how far you go. As long as you end in the rail station. Fortunately, there's no cool animation for taking a choo-choo train. It just looks like they're running a really, really long way. Oh, and this is a wonder as well. We've got Gunung Melu, which I think is the first wonder we're going to control. The caves beneath the striking, pinnacled mountainside are said to be home to endless bats, bottomless shafts, and lost souls. Nubia's annoyed that I stole his wonder. Nubia? You're not even on the continent. Get over yourself. So we can now get ironclads, for which we need 3 coal, and steam frigates, for which we need 2. So steam frigates have no specials. Ironclads are slightly stronger. They also have a longer range, and they have higher combat strength when they're in coastal water. So yeah, ironclads are just all round better. Strong against close-ranged attacks, but neither of these are close-ranged. Seafood wholesalers. Ooh, money for naval trade routes. That's going to be nice. +1 food for coastal lakes and water. Whale fishing. And we should also be able to upgrade these ships. There we go. To men of war. And this is when ship... Oh no, steam frigates! Skipping the men of war entirely. Suddenly I feel like I'm playing Anno again. It's the flagships. And these I am 100% sure can just sail wherever the hell they like. So we're just going to send you down this way. Also pretty nippy. 6 movement. And that's without the lighthouse or being Norse or anything. Oh my gosh, they'd move 10 if you were Norse and have the lighthouse. I think the lighthouse is +2. Norse definitely is. I think we're going to go and wipe out this army because it's kind of in the way on our way over there. And here we're going to have the high ground for sure. Just point our guns down and shoot. Yeah, those knights might well be dead. Oh, maybe not. They survived! The first round did a crazy amount of damage, but nobody else really did. My turn. This is my boomstick! Just saw that these are already 3 stars, so I don't need to be building them up at all. Okay, so my main combat army didn't take much damage, but the cavalry took a bunch. So I'll probably leave the cavalry behind to heal up in Kuma, and then we'll send the main forces forwards to go and take out Zintan. Zintan. That's an interesting name to say. Does it actually say how much these technologies cost? Yeah, 13,000. Interesting. Line formation will get me line infantry. Range of 4, 47 attack. What's that compared to a musketeer? Musketeer is like 37. Wait, 46. Line infantry is only marginally better than a musketeer. Oh, but line infantry don't require saltpeter. Okay. That's why musketeers are so strong, because they're actually really difficult to get. Yeah, that's a step up. 39 combat strength to 46. That's an increase of 7. That's a lot. Because, yeah, the era of the flintlock, you don't even really need halberds anymore. Well, 41's still decent, but these guys just obliterate everything. So this is really the era where you have just muskets, and then they basically upgrade to organised muskets. With heavy cavalry, I guess. There's definitely no... Oh, howitzer, there we go. We have better field artillery. And dragoons. New technology. Okay, what do we want next? What's mechanization? Industrial silos. Food from farmers, farmer slots, sawmill. +2 industry on districts producing industry. Factory. +3 workers, +2 industry per worker. Guerrilla warfare. Partisans. 45 attack. Stealthing. And here we have conscripts, which are defensive soldiers. So having conscripts, if we do get attacked somewhere, would be pretty good. I think that's what I'm going to go for. We're going to go for nationhood. And combustion engine would be the torpedo boat, which is incredibly fast moving, strong against ranged attacks. So the torpedo boat is the anti-frigate ship. At what point can we get flight? Aircraft are the other thing I really want to see. So maybe we just want to kind of blitz towards aeronautics. Yeah, forget nationhood. Just get me combustion engine and aeronautics, that'll do. This will also allow us to get oil. Oh, you know what we haven't checked? Modern Wonders. Big Ben. Oh man, we could have got these. Shoot. I totally forgot that wonders were even a thing. +10 science per alliance. We have 2 alliances. That would have been 20% science right there. +10 science. +10 science on the capital of the empire is in an alliance, which we are. So that would effectively have given us 40% extra science in our capital. Eiffel Tower, +1 industry per population on all cities. Okay, that's pretty strong. Machu Picchu. Redistribute 50% of the food from this city to all others. Statue of Liberty. Money per number of territories in your sphere of influence. +1 science per number of territories in your sphere of influence. So we have probably about 20 territories. That would have been basically 20% more money and 20% more science. Okay, I think that we are ready to go for Zintan. It is time. Zintan must fall. Oh, some gunners of their own. Oh, you survived! Run away! Next. I don't have anyone that can shoot them. Oh. Yeah, I do. Recharge! Let's take you out so I can move in there potentially. Going uphill against walls. Oh no, you're not in the wall. You're already in the city. And there we go. Victory. Wait. What? Oi!
Well met, as always.
I didn't even get a grievance for this? Oh, Nubia. Nubia.
Let me be clear. Fix this, or darkness will fall upon
She
your
paid me
land.
off both times.
You're as smart as the cockroach attacking the boot.
Though it may come as a surprise, our treaty is over.
And I think that is where I'm going to say thank you very much for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed this. Right, so we have got a war to fight. And I think I'm going to start over here and try to take the objective, which basically sparks this entire conflict. So we're currently fighting against the Nubians. They're going to gain a bunch of war support at the end of this turn because of all of the treaties and things that we just broke. And we are also going to gain a bit because we did trigger a bunch of grievances against them. But we do have the ticking reduction in war support because this is an unjust war. So we basically need to try to win this relatively quickly or win a lot of battles. Then the Zulu are in this fight. They are one of the vassals. So if we just go and take a look over here, we're going to be fighting on the south front. This is against the Zulu. We're going to be fighting against the Poles, which is going to be these guys. And then also the yellows, which are these guys. And actually taking out the yellows and taking Archen would be nice. Okay, let's launch the offensive. Here we go. So the next target I think is probably going to be over here. We're going to want to do something about Knossos. And there are a couple of armies up there which we're going to need to take out. Combustion engine's been researched. So with the combustion engine we get access to torpedo boats, which are going to require oil. And it also unlocks oil, I believe. Do we have any? Oh no, they're attacking me. Yeah, I'm defending. So they've decided to sally out, which I'm totally okay with. Where's my gunners? Oh, I started with a unit. They're over there. Yeah. Oh, they're attacking from here. Attacking up the hill. Okay, they're taking a huge amount of damage just because my units are so much newer. Alright, reinforcements. We're on the river, unfortunately, which does mean we'll take extra damage there. And then you lot can basically just start firing into the MP then, the newest unit they have. Thankfully the Immortals die rather quickly. And we'll leave you here to just to defend for now. Same with you. If I could take that hill, that would be really nice, but that's going to be a whole other challenge. Okay, so it's now saying that we're evenly matched. Okay, those halberds need to be sent back. Just. Oh no, they have nowhere to retreat to. I think if I kill them, we'll be able to. Unfortunately, those are impy, which are going to be harder to kill. Bring you into the front line instead. These guys moving up. This is going to be a dangerous spot. Okay, let's see what they do. Okay, so those are all Immortals. These are just peasants, which are the medieval garrison unit. So I'm not too concerned about the peasants. The only really concerning unit are the Impy, which we just killed. Oh no, they have one more unit. You hit them? Oh, you can. There we go, now I can get up to the high ground. That's what I wanted to see. Okay. That's that round done. So now reinforcements would be possible to come in, if there were any. And you know what? We can do this. Unfortunately, the train station is here. May as well make use of the stations. Shift some troops around. And we're 4 turns away from aircraft, by the way. So I can't send you in as reinforcements probably until next turn. I'm guessing? Battle is burned. Lose this halberdier. Yep, we did. Never fear, reinforcements are here! Huzzah! I think we can actually backdoor through that. Move the guns over here and hopefully, yeah, you can shoot them. Wunderbar! Maybe it's because they attacked. I don't think they did, though. Is it just you left? Fortunately, this seems to be a phantom unit that I can't see. Oh no, he was dead. So they lost 19, I lost 1. And that's just because I was a bit more aggro over here than I probably should have been. But I would say that was a pretty good result. And Knossos has fallen. Okay. Let the siege of Aachen begin. Let's open up with some withering volley fire. Oh, those are cliffs, so I can't actually get in there. Ha, okay. It's okay, you can do it for me. Oh, that's their flag. They have to defend that. So they're not going to come from that direction, so you may as well come down here. Alright, let's see what Spain does. The Dutch fighting the Spanish, that never really happened. Alright. Gunfire time. Pew pew. Pew pew. Okay. Oh, you can reach. Don't know how, there's a hill in the way. Not going to think about it too hard. And there we go, the Siege of Aachen has...
You bring your stink here? Open the windows.
There it is, aeronautics are ours. Let's get some zoom zooms. Okay, so the Battle of Harappa. They're actually launching the attack right now. And this is a bastion, so good luck. Alright, let's bring in the reinforcements. Time for hordes and hordes of muskets to appear. Bring in halberdiers to man the front line. They need to make it easier to shoot out of a city. Otherwise the attacker has a huge advantage. There we go. That we can do. We'll need to continue this next turn. Okay, so they have brought in another fresh unit, but just one. And they attacked me with those guys. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to bish your head in with the halberds. Gonna bring the muskets in over here to get a shot off against you. I'm just gonna bring you up close and then shoot them point blank. I would like to end this battle if I can. There we go. Because while this place is under siege, I'm not building anything. So Harappa is free once more. And that matters because I would very much like to build an airbase. And then I would very much like to build aeroplanes, except for the fact that I have no oil, so I can't. Well, we have an airbase at least, so that's a thing. So much for showing off the industrial warfare. I was like, yeah, we'll get planes, we'll get siege artillery, we'll get all of that stuff. Nope, we don't have the resources for it. We got the trains at least, and the trains have been kind of instrumental here, because it's allowed me to move troops around very quickly. That's a rather more scary army coming in. Oh, Napata has coal as well. Yeah, we really want to take... and oil. Okay, Napata is a vitally important location. They're coming in with an army. We're going to need to respond with some additional reinforcements, which can get here. I mean, we've got 11 units coming in. That should be enough. This is going to be a Stalingrad type battle where we have to come in from all the way around the back. Alright. Are you sure you want to do this? I have a lot of high ground up there. Yeah, sound is starting to distort quite heavily. Alright, you run away. You've done your job, probably. This looks like their city. Unfortunately, we don't seem to know what bridges are in the inside of the city. So it's causing us a little bit of a hiccup in terms of getting troops to the front line. But we're going to need to bring in a lot more reinforcements. Like, the levies can hold the line. But we're going to need more. Which is who these guys are. And these guys. And I think these guys too. May as well throw everything in. Hit them on the flank over here, then we can take the high ground. Those were gunners as well? Damn, I thought those were halberdiers. These ones I know are gunners. Unfortunately, I have a feeling we're going to get absolutely mauled in close combat over on that side. We were one turn away from getting conscripts. That's why they launched this attack now. They knew the time was short. Just need to hold until until my additional forces arrive. Oh, we didn't quite kill them. Damn it. Right, you need to back off. So do you. You actually in range? Oh, you are! Oh, glorious day! No, I think I want to continue going this way. That's the first levy unit to actually die, and they're in the city, I think. It would really help if we could see the walls. Right. This has to be... Because now what I can do is move you forwards, I guess. Not allowing me to attack, that's very annoying. No, but you can. Oh, I think that's because that's a cliff. Fair enough. Can't shoot them. We'll keep coming in with the halberdiers. We'll keep pulling the levies back so that they don't die, because if the levies die, you lose population. One of the reasons I keep trying to keep them alive as far as I can. It looks like we're now fighting in the streets. Next round we should have a bunch of reinforcements coming in. This is one hell of a fight. This is a big, big battle. Much bigger than I've seen before. Bringing in further reinforcements over here. Unfortunately, my reinforcement army is one that's kind of getting a bit battered at the moment. There. You are halberds. Aha! Here we go. Getting some units on the high ground over on this side. Okay, some of these line of sight rules are really weird. Like, why can't these guys shoot them? I don't know. I don't get it. Okay, my side is now showing us stronger overall. Which is good, because I'm about to come in with even more troops. Okay, let's bring them in. I do not want to fight them over here. That's them basically defending their territory. So we probably want to fight them like this line. So that's where we're going to fight them. And I'm fairly sure that these are walled. I don't know whose city this is, if it's theirs or mine. Unfortunately, it's showing their walls and not my walls, despite the fact that I'm the one being attacked here. Just lost a musket. Okay, then on the front line... I think we basically just set up a front line to be over here. See, the thing is, I can't see them to shoot back. There's definitely something weird going on with the line of sight here. I can't even shoot them. Still can't. There needs to be more information about why I can't see certain units. Like, I don't get why I can't shoot them. Because they're almost certainly going to be shooting me. And we're on the same height level. Oh no, they're one higher. But still, I'm on a hill. I should be able to see them. There's no forests in the way. Unless urban situation counts as in the way. Which it might. See, they're able to shoot me just fine. Oh, there we go. Now I can shoot you. But not with you. Does look like they're starting to come in with reinforcements, so I kind of want to end this battle if I can. We just want to start throwing troops into this. Alright, good. Okay, so we've basically just withdrawn a little bit in order to regain the initiative, and now we're on the offensive again. Come on, shoot them. Thank you. Didn't do a huge amount of damage there. That's okay, I forgive you. Whee! Cavalry! Right, so you need to back off. There's just so much guesswork about what I can actually hit. I think that's the crux of this problem. Can you attack that? No. You can. Then that's going to allow my musketeers to get up here, from which they should have a commanding view of everything around them. Oops. Oh, that didn't kill them. That did. That most certainly did. You can back off as well. Cavalry. Oh, cavalry can actually get up to this. Sweet. Swish. Okay, apparently that was coming back inside the city. So what do they have left? 1, 2... 2 muskets and then 3 halberdiers coming in as reinforcements. Which is this? We're pushing them back, slowly but surely. Carbine, so we can get dragoons. That's going to be the knightly upgrade if he survives. Which I don't think he has. No. Alright, gunners. You guys back off, heal up. I gotta say, I do quite like the idea of like reinforcements arriving from all different angles in the battle as the battle goes on. Especially for these later fights where like war of maneuver is going to be more important. That's kind of cool. You back off. You rotate in. Really? Oh, I think it's if they're moving in or out of the city, then they're not able to attack that round. The problem is I have no idea when that actually is the case. Because I can't see the walls. Is that you? Yes. Not a huge amount of damage, but it's damage. Okay, this is it for their army. Both sides have actually taken a ton of damage. I'm really hopeful that I can finish this turn. Especially as my flank attack is now starting to come to fruition. I have another army about to join this fray. I did. I'm glad that I'm the one that has musketeers and not them. That I can't get up there. Yeah, fire. Probably move you to here next turn. to get to you? Here. Not quite enough to kill him. Because every turn that I fail to kill them, they can bring in more reinforcements in the same way that I am. None of us can actually get up there. I think it's just these two left. Let's get you into a slightly better location. Here we go. Come on. Oh boy. They lost 19, I lost 12. That was a pretty epic battle, that one. Still only got 8 war support for that. Man, okay. Because next turn I get... Ooh, line infantry. Ooh, line infantry, they don't require saltpeter. That's basically going to be the winning move right there. And there we go. We have got some dragoons. And then with the armies which are back at home... Does everything? Okay, everything upgrades into line infantry. There is no close combat anymore. Anyway, I think that I'm going to stop this one here. I've pretty much shown all that I can. I don't have a source of oil. So thanks everyone for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, be sure to hit that follow button to get notifications when I'm live again in the future. If you've really enjoyed this, then please do consider subscribing. It helps the channel out, lets me do more of this kind of content. Or you can, of course, check out the Patreon, which you can find at patreon.com/MordredViking. I do have a YouTube channel, which you can find at youtube.com/MordredViking, and also a Discord, which you can find in the description below. And if you're watching this on YouTube, then be sure to check out my Twitch, which you can find at twitch.tv/MordredViking. Thank you, everyone, for watching. I'm trying to find the line. There they are. I just wanted to see what they look like. If you have, yeah, so thanks everyone for watching, and I will see you all next time. Until then, goodbye.